What is going on, my spitters? Richard 80s Man here, back with another update video. The second one, I believe, for 2018. I don't know. 2019. The second one, the last one was like a couple of months ago. So let's do like the updates, talking about like how I'm doing this year and that, and I'm going to Unitec in that. I'm gonna do it for my I think it's gonna for my skills and learning and working, or living. I don't know what it's about in that, but it's a course that I'm gonna take for like a 2 year course in that. So that means I won't be uploading much more, like a lot of videos this year, because that's in a way. I've got a lot of other stuff. I've been going to the gym because my parents forced me to go in that, so I'm going to the gym a lot. If you guys didn't know, I recently upgraded. I tried to put like a new graphics card in it, but unfortunately, I don't know what happened, but it didn't actually like record properly. Like I tried like plugging it in, like putting like the VGA port into the monitor, and I tried to plug it in, and then it just didn't display in it. So I went into like the normal computer, went to the settings in there, and realized when I went to device manager, it had like a hidden. It was like a hidden, a hidden like device thing that it didn't show me. So I did that. Went into like command prompt. It told me to like go show like hidden devices, and it came up with like an unknown device. So I immediately just deleted it, restarted the computer. Then I decided to like plug two monitors in, one to the graphics card and the other one to the main computer. And when I did it, it made it into the main to the other computer. So I installed the drivers in there, and it was pretty good. And then the next day I turned it on, not realizing that there was no input in that, and I realized that it went back to the normal computer. So I had to I had to plug it out of the computer. I had to unplug it from the graphics card back into the computer. I went back into the device manager, and it detected it as an unknown device, even though I installed, even though I deleted it before I installed the drivers in there, and it still didn't work. So at that moment I just gave up, and then the next day after that I turned on my computer, realizing nothing was going on in that. So and then I didn't know, so I just turned it off, turned it back on again, and it didn't work. So instead I turned it off again, and I plugged in another monitor into the graphics card, and then it displayed. So I was like wondering if it had something to do with like my computer, like something's wrong with my computer and that, but I didn't know. So I did that. I reinstalled the drivers, thinking that would be it, but nope. Then I think I didn't. And then the next day, I didn't go on my computer because I was I don't know, remember if I was either busy on that day, or maybe I just didn't feel like going on my computer and that. So I did that. Then the next day, it just took me back to my normal computer and that. And then the next day after that normal computer, and I was like, okay, maybe I'm just. So instead of like taking the graphics card out of the machine and returning it, because I didn't have because if you put it like in the like my computer's like it's just a generic computer case in there, and it doesn't have like those when you put like a graphics card in it, or like anything into the PCI slots, it has like a something that you plug into it. Oh, I don't know what it's called in that, but it has like the where you plug into it, and near like the edge of it, it's kind of like there's like a little hole where the outputs go out, and you're supposed to, when you don't want to, when you take out like a graphics card or something like that, and you don't want to get dusty in that, you put like a shield where you cover in it, you screw it in there. And I didn't have like all of them. I didn't have them like lying around, and if I did, it probably wouldn't fit because my computer's a bit bigger than. It's a lot smaller than my other computers that I own in that, so I wouldn't be able to fit it in. So instead, I decided to just keep my graphics card in there. So I don't know what to do, but I'm probably not gonna replace it, or not gonna like force it to do it, because I noticed that some of the games that required DirectX 11 didn't and that was what my graphics card didn't support. So I decided not to, because I couldn't run much games in that, and it didn't even change a lot actually. It was all like I tried it with like Dusk and a bunch of other games, and it just ran the same as my other one. But if I go to but I went to my like normal resolution, like the native one I had. Well, if you can't tell, I just swapped the monitors in there because it was quite lagging when I had my. It was LG. It was a HUD. It was like a 19 by 8 by 1080 computer monitor, and I decided to switch it over to a 1366 and 7 I don't know what the resolution is, but I got like a small monitor this time, and that is what my graphics card did, and that was mostly with like the source ports that I use in that. And that was it. So instead, I just decided not to. And also about my other also for my up to my content in that, I decided since I'll be streaming more often, well, not really that often, and since some of my games, if you guys didn't see the latest Quake 2 episode over here and that, when even if you discuss by the and if you discuss by the if you haven't seen the content, like if I've seen the video in there, it kept on it kind of kept on freezing in there at like certain points in the game in there. Even when I stopped recording, it didn't do it. So I was like thinking, I don't know. And I was like thinking, I don't know why it's done that. It hasn't done that before. Maybe it's the level or the source port. But I checked other footage of that level on that source port, and it was all fine in that. So maybe it's my computer or something like that. It didn't really work. Cause I did I didn't finish Quake 2, but I played the beginning of it with all the way in the beginning, and it didn't do that. And I did change the resolution. But I did actually do it in in the game, like in the actual video in that. It still didn't do anything that good in that. So I decided, and I had and also with my other Let's Play, Doom 3, I couldn't do it at all because I tried, for some reason, it was window mode in that, but Bandicam, it registered it before my old laptop in that. But now it doesn't work on this one, and it worked like a split second, but it did I only did the whole episode in there. I saved it at a certain point, and I was like, oh, and then I just lost a lot of footage in that. So I'm gonna, alright, and then I decided do another part, and I tried it again. Bandicam didn't do it. Until a few tested. So only one split second made it into the footage, and that was from a whole episode. So I'm probably not Quake 2 and Doom 3 up. They're at probably I think Wolfenstein 3D is the only Let's Play I'm gonna do, so maybe if I can't get those two working properly, then I'll have to just do another Let's Play in that. But instead of well, that's enough of my Let's Plays. For my streaming in that, I was thinking about streaming a bit more in that, but I decided not. But I'm gonna be streaming more, and I will be replacing my main series, Retro Plays. I haven't done a Retro Plays in let me just see how long haven't I made one for? It has to be quite a while. Bear me on this one, everyone. Alright. So let's go down. I think it was Quake. Wasn't it Dusk? I think Dusk was the latest one. That was a year ago, so I won't be. So instead of doing Retro Plays, because it's been a year since the last done a Retro Plays on Dusk, which if you guys didn't know, it doesn't run properly on my computer for some reason, even though it's well, it's not old, but it's supposed to be old school in there, and it doesn't run on my computer. God, man, I trusted you, Dave Austrie. How could you? Faith in you. But instead of doing Retro Plays, I'm gonna do Retro Streams. It's not gonna be a daily thing in it, but now and then, kind of Retro Plays. Instead of that, just gonna be a main, a one playthrough. That's about it, and that maybe I'll do a Let's Play in the future, but it's gonna be like that. But instead, because of my other episodes in that, they were always 10 to 20 minutes long in there. It was really short, surprisingly, and that was just the beginning of the game, and it was inspired by a bunch of other people who did one-off games. Mostly Total Biscuit did his WTF series and that, but with those ones he played it halfway through or somewhere in between the middle and the end, near the beginning and towards the middle of it. But I just did it from the beginning and that. So instead, I'm gonna be doing retro streams and that. So I'm just gonna doing streams and that, because one, it has more content in that, and two, it's a lot longer than 20 minutes in that. So that's probably it. I'm probably going to discontinue the Retro Plays name in there, and going to do retro streams. Don't tell me when the first one's going to be on, but it's going to be on. Maybe, because I'm going to go to Unitec next week, so I might do it on Friday in there, and I'm going to do it at night, because that's when most of my friends like make Zombie World 1.5, and all my other friends are like awake in that or something like that, because we have like different like time zones in there. And if you guys didn't see my other Let's Play, I did it with Doom. I think it was like the last one I did. I complained about like complained if the Earth was flat, then we'll have the times like same time zones in that. So yeah, and also something a bit sad. Before I started recording this, I heard that like a young YouTuber, Piffy Montier, or Adam, actually committed suicide on Saturday, and that I wasn't aware of it. I did watch some of his videos. He's like a YouTube pooper in there, and if you guys don't know what YouTube poop is, basically when you like take a sauce and you kind of remix it and take mostly like make it dirty in that. But yeah, it's quite sad to hear him pass in that. And I did shell out I did give him some money for the funeral and that. So hopefully you guys can support him. Go down to the link below. His sister got like a help. I set up a GoFundMe to help fund his funeral and that. So go down to the description, check out his channel. He's a good editor. Yeah, I did know about it. I saw a bit of some of his like some of his YouTube poops in that, but didn't really like what was it like that. But now since he passed away, I decided to like watch like a lot more of those. So hopefully you guys can show him some support. Go down to his channel, watch his YouTube poops I have, and go support it. Go put it go support it, his funeral and that. So anyway, sorry to end on a downer in it, but I just want to say because I'm like a big YouTube poop fan in there, and I just found that kind of depressing. So anyway, mine's your 80s man, and I'll see you guys in the next video.